we really want your opinion. And I thought it would be a great idea, we thought it would be a great idea to have you as part of this discussion today.
Act in your community, because a community is not a community if no one is acting. So mentioned Troy Davis, Kevin Cedeno, Anthony Baez, Amadou Diallo, Sean Bell. We go all the way back to Emmett Till, Deshaun Hill, and now we have Trayvon Martin. You know, what is the commonality of all these young men? You know, and the commonality is that we either have violence ending their lives, or you have a situation where, you know, they're victims of racial profiling, victim of prejudice or racism, and also the victim of public opinion casting views on people that's supposed to protect us and actually criminalizing us. So
change is never made until a large cry or voice is made. We have to hear and see about our brothers and sisters being hurt, murdered, and so on and so forth, just to even feel anymore. It's not like it was back in the day, and I'm not talking about let's go back there because it wasn't all that much fun back then. The reality is that now we have more communication. Now we have the Facebooks and the Twitters, and we have the Googles. We have a way to make that voice heard, so maybe we don't need as many now. I don't want to see any of it. But I know that it's going to happen. And the reason why Trayvon was put on a pedestal this time, because it was political. Because there was a law that was created that allowed for him to die the way that he died. Some reason he got complacent in death.
What happened to him could happen to me. I don't think the problem is the law allowed Brother Trayvon to get shot, but after the fact that it happened, instead of attacking Zimmerman, attack the legislators, attack people who created that.
I work with a number of great entertainers that took a stand to speak on us being oppressed and to say that, you know, we won't stand for it, we won't tolerate police brutality. And because hip-hop at that time was the medium of expression, we took that and we made it work. You know, we took that and addressed it.
you know, go back to Deshaun Hill, and what parallels do you see between Deshaun Hill and Trayvon, and why do you think Trayvon has gotten so much media attention and it's still ongoing? Hopefully this will actually unveil a disgusting issue in America. So what are the parallels you see between the two, and what are the differences?
Well, like you said, the parallels was that they was both taken out violently, you know, through gun violence of some sort. Deshaun was actually caught up in the middle of a drug beef on the block. And so they both were black young men. They lost their lives early. Those are things that are parallel. And I think that they're both, honestly, I look at both of them as like now they're angels, you know, because of their lives, even though it was short. You know, we can look now at all the different things that have occurred after Tray's gone. You know, so many different movements, how it has really created a discussion across the country, if not across the world. And the issue with Deshaun, I mean, we've co-named a block after him. You know, we've actually, every year, we always recognize him. We have youth centers that are coming up in his honor and his name, and we are able to deal with the issue of gun violence now differently because of their loss of life. So, you know, to me, it's the aftermath, you know, that has been able to be this similar sort of thread between both of them. It really sparked movement. Or, you know, look at those things that some of us can feel, you know, sorry or sad or even mad about. I look at it as an opportunity for us to be able to turn it around and get involved. You know, and a lot of people asking me, you know, often, you know, we got up in my backyard, we need it over here, we need it over there. And I said, well, you know, just do what you gotta do. You know, that's what man up means. You know, just do what you gotta do. Don't make any excuses. You can do whatever your neighborhood needs are in your own on your own block. You know, you have young people who sometimes that you may have that need to be approached and maybe need to be mentored. You have, you know, young people that may need to just be involved in some sort of constructive activities. It really doesn't take for somebody to come into our neighborhood on a chariot, you know, and come in here and try to figure out your problems. It really answer lies within ourselves. So for me, I think I look at those situations that you mentioned as an opportunity for us to just learn from it and to how do we never, you know, do something that can prevent it from ever happening again.
Now, do you guys agree with the martyrship and that the martyrship and having these black men and Latino men? Because honestly, in America, black and Latino is the only, you know, I've been across the world and you have a Puerto Rican and Dominican cat. They don't call them black, they don't call them Latino, they're like, you're black, you're Mexican. You know, so we have this kind of construct here where we have to categorize and subcategorize, whatever. Point is, to have these black and brown men serve as martyrs, do you think this is, do we need this as a course of action in order for us to be engaged in the process of activism? Or what do you feel is the catalyst for activism right now in terms of anti-violence, anti-racism, and actually having some type of equity in our communities? Something to that.
I mean, just real quick, you know, I don't think we need no more. I mean, I feel like in our communities, we've seen enough. You know, from our leadership, the problems that we're facing today, our fathers. You know what I mean? And so, as it relates to martyrs, I don't think, I just don't want to see no more of my people go down. You know, I don't want to see no more of my black people go down. I don't want to see no more of my sisters go down. Because the same list that we're talking about black men right now, and the list goes on. Derek Gaines just got shot in San Francisco last week by the police. It goes on and on and on. Kendra James, women, Portland, Oregon. You could talk about the same implications of murder on our people. I don't think we need no more laws. I don't want to see no more of us die.
Hip-hop was used as a tool to kind of spread messages. You had Public Enemy, you had Rakim, you had Big Daddy Kane, you had NWA, Nas, and then it took kind of this turn and got commoditized, you know? And how can we take back the control of our art, hip-hop, and use it as a tool for rap farming?
I feel like as an artist, everybody has their own way of getting what they have to say out there, musically, poetically. And with hip hop, I find it interesting that when I go to my barber shop in my community in Queens, South Jamaica, they'd always tell me, listen to the old school rappers. That's how you kind of know exactly how the music and how they're talking about change. So listen to old school Rakim, Eric Sermon, you know, Curtis Blow, you know, go far, you know, Tribe Called Quest. And I think the only way we're gonna kind of get hip hop or get music or get the content of what we're trying to put out there to go into a more positive light, we kind of denounce what we listen to now. So, you know, chill out with some of the Drake, chill out with some of the Wayne. I'm not saying that they're not talented artists, but what they're really saying is not really doing nothing for us spiritually, not trying to, you know, enlighten or enhance our psyche, and subconsciously, you know, indirectly it's bringing us down and throwing our vibration on.
And it wasn't for sale at that time. You know, it wasn't something that was favored even. You know, it was our way of just expressing ourselves through so many different means. It wasn't commercialized, you know, it wasn't, you know, to the degree where corporate America would, they own it now. Hip hop has been hijacked. And the bottom line is they control the airwaves and they control, you know, the distribution and sales of this art that we have. Just, you know, and it's until we stop selling ourselves or our souls to the devil you know, it's gonna continue to be that way.
It's up to me to reclaim my legacy, to reclaim my rightful spot with the throne, the real throne. Not that fake stuff that our kids have been taught. But I mean, yeah, I think, you know, again, with the music, the dynamics of the music, it's so deep. And like y'all have alluded to earlier, you know, the commercial aspect of what happened with the music, it, you know, it put us in an awkward place as oppressed, talented rappers. You know, it put them in an awkward place. So you talk about kids that's never had nothing, that's kind of figuring out, okay, all I gotta do is say this to get on, you know, the radio and get some bread. You know, to be co-opted is very simple, and most times when you do research, it's monetarily easy. So I think right now, as the biggest thing is what Mr. Mitchell just said at the end, ownership. You know, Seagram's owns hip hop. You know, we've been co-opted completely, right? Coca-Cola. So until we understand that, first of all, who actually is in control, because what happens is it's a myth about, you know, how much money is being made in the industry, and the rappers do a terrible job of being honest. You know what I mean? It's blasphemous because it's like the record label industry. You know, there's only 3 labels. You know, there's only 12 rappers that's really eating. You know, so as you look at this and understand what it really means to be autonomous and what it means to be wealthy, you understand that we've been sabotaged again as a community. This time we're talking about hip hop.
The reality is that everything we're talking about is about paper. Everything is about capitalism. Everything in this country, people getting confused and think it's racism. They ain't got nothing to do with that. So they're doing that to their own people. So it's about paper. Everything is about paper. So the reality is when we stand up and man up, as my man over here was speaking about, and say that I'll deal with what I have to deal with for myself right now. Like you were speaking about, there's only 3 record labels, right? The reason why my book came out the way it came out is because I self-published. There's things that we have to do for ourselves. There's responsibilities that we have to do for ourselves. I can't be sabotaged unless I open that door.
Going back to Trayvon Martin, going back to Stop and Frisk, these mechanisms that are set up in New York and in America, what role do you think they can play on the impact on how the black community see themselves?
Our self-esteem is hit the hardest. A lot of people grow up with pride and certain values in their household that force them to be a certain way, especially when they're deprived of like a lot of stuff. So when certain laws and certain tactics are involved, it kind of makes you question what would you do, how you would do it when you're caught up in a situation.
Just the piece that we need to remember. Where is the highest crime levels and what communities? Black on black, Hispanic on Hispanic, blah, 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 blah. It's in our neighborhoods. It's not cool. We don't think that it's all right that they should come over here and mess with us while we can make the run. But that's what's happening, and we're the ones that's going in there having to pay that price. The stop and frisk thing is a mutation of the Patriot Act. Okay? It's a mutation. We took what the Patriot Act allowed to violate your Fourth Amendment rights, okay, and step in and say step against the wall. They already know that only 2 out of, or 3 out of 100 is going to have anything. What it is designed to destroy your self-esteem and your self-worth, so that you won't do those things later on. Who violated who? They ain't violated me. I violated me. I opened the door for them to put their knee on my neck. You see what I'm saying? when the anger passed and I realized who I was supposed to be angry at, and looking in the mirror, I realized that this was all about paper again.
Things like sagging pants, using the term nigger. How does that play a part on our esteem, our image to the public, and then how the public regurgitates what we give them?
Just like when the hippies wore, green hair, red hair, whatever, then they grew up and became adults and became parents. You grow out of that stuff. Eventually, young people they're gonna grow out of it, and they're gonna realize in order to kind of adapt to the greater society that certain, ways of expression is not going to be accepted or acceptable. So.
That word has been turned into like a form of endearment. So, the new nigga is brother. And, like the B word is the new sister. People using these words loosely and it's not really affecting them because either one, when they was in history class learning about what this word did to certain people and how it affected them, they didn't let that part sink in. And they don't really know what the word means. That's always going to be a topic, a hot topic of discussion. There's going to be people who say, it's a good word to use now because the young people have changed what it means. And then there's going to be, some people probably from the older generation who say, no, that word still hurts.
I feel like where we at in our community is just a long way we gotta go to earn our respect back. The rest of society to view us properly. We've opened a lot of misleading doors for ourselves, put ourselves in a lot of awkward situations. So it's just a lot that we need to do, self-healing, if you may, within ourselves and our community.
I came from a school that in Webster's dictionary, they said that word meant a black person that had little to no means. I remember that definition when I was 7 years old in Webster's dictionary. But the thing is, the youth has transformed and made everything in their camp. Pants sagging off their behind was because they took the belt off in jail and they fell down and you had no way of holding your pants up. They glorified it now, so now showing your drawers is clean. Is it okay outside of the circle? And what's happening with the youth is that they're not recognizing that other folks is listening, other folks is watching, that we are under the microscope, that we have to be 10 times more respectful and better at our jobs and better at how we carry and conduct ourselves. Because we are always being watched. And what's so funny is that when you watch TV and you listen to the radio, it's us.
We did things that stood out. It was more of a profit attention too. When I see those young brothers, because they're going real low with it now. To me, it's like they're really begging you to say something to me. And I use that as opportunity to do something, and I think this is the attention.
And they always pull up.
Yeah, they always pull up. They just really just looking and seeking for attention. I
Look at it and check it out. What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? We have to do that before they do it to us. We have to check ourselves. It's part of accountability. It's part of manning up. It's part of having fathers. And you're looking at a generation, probably starting from my generation, we were fatherless, predominantly. Black and Latino households with the same fathers. So now we have all this stuff going on, and it's great. We can debate about it, but the reality is, Father's Day is coming. How many fathers are going to go back to their children and represent them? How many fathers live with their children? Those are the type of things, that's an issue which I agree with Yumi. Those are real issues to think about and talk about.